Okay, this is my syncro engine. This is the new oil pump. When I say new, it's 2 years old now. But pretty low mileage, I don't know, 1,000 miles, 2,000 miles. Not sure, my odometer's broken. Don't drive the van much, I haul stuff at the dump, it sits around. This engine was refreshed. I put new rings and honed the cylinder walls and new water jacket seals and new front and rear main seal and a couple other things along with this new oil pump. So this is a new oil pump. It's a Shodek brand. It's the non-high volume, and you can see it's fully installed here. It's totally up against the block, and like my gear just spins. It's got some resistance to it right now, but it spins. See, it's also chewed up a little bit on the outer edges here, and the shaft is totally flat, flush with the gear itself, which is pretty much flush with the rear cover. So if I got a straight edge out and told you what the clearance was, it'd be pretty low. Anyways, you can see where I went full gorilla on it last night trying to get it out, and I don't know, it just popped out easy this morning. So there's that pump. You can see it's a normal looking pump, nice and new, and there's that. Doesn't really look damaged or anything. Just doesn't seem to go in far enough. Something, housing clearance, I don't know, whatever. Doesn't go in far enough. And if you can see that guy in there, of course we don't have enough light right now, but you see it polished up a little bit, and it ate up about 1 millimeter's worth of clearance on the end of the camshaft right there. So there's that guy. Now here's my new oil pump. This is the Gowesty high volume. It's just a Shodek with a bigger gear apparently. Sits in nicely, goes in easy, and if I go to install the pump gear, slide this guy in. Now you see how far that protrudes out? And that's out there about 4 millimeters or something. I don't know how far. And then I turn it and it gauges the shaft. Sure, there's a little play, but it's actually on the end of the cam. Again, if I pull this all back out, turn the pump a little, slide it in, look at that. See? Now, if I do the same thing with the old pump, there, that's the old pump. That's just spinning. So, just to show you that it's totally not going to line up, see the slot in there is pretty much horizontal. I put in my shaft with the slot vertical, so it should not engage that slot at all. It goes all the way back in. So I don't know what is wrong with this pump. I don't know what's wrong with the dimensions, but screw that pump. Anyways, so I'm going to put this back together with the other one and put some oil in it and see what happens. Side note, this was the oil that's got hundreds of feet of drive time on it. It's nice and milky. It's also cold drive time, and it's been started up and moved very short distances multiple times, but I don't know. We'll just put in some new oil, see what happens. Put in a new pump. All the oil that came out of the cooler and off of the filter was regular looking oil, brand new oil. And it was only the stuff that came out of the crankcase that had water in it. So, well, one, because it wasn't getting pumped through the oil filter, but maybe there's condensation from it. Maybe it ran down my filler or something, or I don't know. Maybe my head seals are screwed up. Either way, I don't care. I'm putting in this oil pump. I'm going to try running it, and if it doesn't work, screw it. We'll just drive it until it blows apart and put it in a Subaru. So there you go. Typical frustration of owning a Volkswagen. At least with a Subaru, you get a different part of the world to yell at. So put this together and see what happens.